Hello! Hi! I didn't prepare for how to start. I just switched. I am very much out of practice. Hi everyone. Hallo Leute.
Hello.
Oh no! I can hear myself. This keeps. No,
I didn't
stop,
prepare for.
stop. There we go. I don't know why it turns the stream audio on by default. Anyway, we're past that. Hi everyone. I already saw people coming in chat. I have to look at my camera. There we go. A lot of known and friendly faces. I'm so glad you could make it. I'm still amazed that there's people checking in here at all. I should stop being surprised at that, but still, it's always so nice. Yeah, King Borgard is always on point with noticing my outfit choices. Yes, I have new glasses. It was about time. That means DFE watchers have now witnessed 2 glasses transitions. So, yeah. Welcome, everybody. Let's see what we get into tonight. I, decided is a bit of a strong word, but I basically felt like I wouldn't set up a list of things to go through for today. So that means I am kind of just as excited and gespannt as you guys are for what we will be doing today, whether it be just talking and catching up, or maybe, I don't know, playing some browser games or something together. For the time being, I'm so glad to see familiar names on the screen. I see King Borgard, I see Mr. DVTO. By the way, I saw you said you watched Tatortreiniger based on my recommendation. Good job. And I'm glad you liked it. You mentioned a few other movies. I haven't seen any of them except for Der Vornamen, and I agree. I like that one as well. Very Christoph Maria Herbst. Yeah. Xenophone, I remember you from last year's stream. I did settle down, luckily, after the stream. I didn't originally figure I would cry at all, but you never know. Games. Hi, David. Sorry, I haven't gotten back to your text yet, by the way. I did see it, though, and I was happy to hear from you. And late Happy New Year to you two and everyone else, of course, since we're still pretty close to the start of the new year. Yes, Gardic phone would be an option indeed. Also, Privyet Maxime, I saw you too. Louise is here, hi. Yeah, Elena, and everyone else. Okay, I have to stop myself from going through every single name, but just be assured that I'm happy you're here. So, if you care, I'll give a quick life update, so to say. So, hi, Ad Love It. I did it again. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. So, if you were here last year, or just generally are aware of the reason why I stopped making videos actively last year, or if you follow me on Patreon, which is where I still post every month. Due to Patreon system, we have the although somewhat annoying for me, but overall maybe not too bad, necessity of me making a few posts every month. So that means I have to at least come up with something to tell you. And whenever there's something interesting, I share it. So anyway, whether you're a Patreon supporter or anything else, you might know that I sent the channel into hiatus, sleep mode, whatever, last year because I started my referendariat, which doesn't really have a perfect equivalency in English because you do not have that concept, but it's like a practicum phase, which not an internship, but like the practical part of your training when you are on your way to becoming a teacher. So that means you do your uni, and then for 18 months, you are basically a teacher, but you are your pay is bad, and you are dependent on everyone around you, and you have people visiting your lessons every few weeks, who then evaluate you, and when you're through that, you get yet another grade, and then you're a full-time teacher, at least allowed to be one. So that is what I'm currently still doing. If you're keeping up with the math, 18 months, that means I am now 2/3 of the way through. And I have half a year left. So I'll be done in like June, July. And that means the last 2 months are mostly filled with the exam phase. So there's a lot of examinations coming up, be that like knowledge tests or more visits where they tell me all the things that I'm doing wrong, which honestly aren't that many. So yeah, it's been going really well. It's been super stressful. The referendariat is generally not considered to be a pleasant time. It's worse for some than for others. I have even met the odd 1 or 2 persons who actually say that their referendariat was one of the favorite times of their lives. But I think those are maybe in the like below 10% part of all teachers. Generally, it's something you have to get through, and that's that. Yeah. Student teaching. Okay. So that's still going on. Well, isn't student teaching when you're actually still in uni? So the thing here is like, I have a full degree, right? I'm a fully finished person. Like, my university degree is done. So if I wanted to do anything else besides teaching with my degree, I could, if wherever I applied to were to take me. But if you then want to work as a teacher, they have this extra thing, because basically university gives you the theoretical part, although they try to give you some stuff about like how does school work, but it doesn't really work out when you sit in class and you talk about how to be a good teacher. It comes with experience, and you can't really do that in theory. So I think generally it's good that we have this. Yeah, so it's not that. It's not that exists in Germany as well. So if you are studying to be a teacher, technically also if you're studying to be something else, because right now we have way too few teachers. But while you are studying to be a teacher, you can also apply for substitute positions, right? Pay is even worse there. But that's a student job, yeah. Also not a bad idea, because of course there you already get a practical experience. But the thing I'm doing right now is what you do after you're finished with uni, which is sort of, if you're a person like me who thinks about things too much, it puts you into this awkward position sometimes, this weird dissonance where you're like, you are suddenly so much more, like, you're more subservient in a few ways than you ever were while you were in university, right? Because you are directly dependent on people you work with, who are at the same time supposed to treat you as equal colleagues, and every few weeks somebody comes into your lessons and is like, this is what you're doing well, and what was I saying? I got distracted by chat. In old traditions. So yeah, it's a weird position for if you've already learned to be an independent and self-reliant or self-thinking person, and but again, the idea behind it, I think, is good, because teacher training should be taken seriously, because there's some people who just shouldn't be teachers. My opinion. Yeah, exactly. And it's been rather stressful because this past semester, so school semester, has been pretty short due to when the different school holidays fell. Little cultural tidbit, if you're not aware, holidays work a bit differently here than in Anglo-sphere countries, at the very least. I'm not aware of how holidays work in every country in the world. But I know, for example, in the US, you have that very long period of summer vacation, and then you have Christmas and Thanksgiving before that. In between that, you have that 1 week of spring break or something, but you have bigger clumps of both school days and vacation. For us here, it's 6 weeks of summer break, but then you get another 1 or 2 weeks in fall, and then you get 2 weeks around Christmas, and then we get a few days around Carnival season. So that's February. If you're familiar with Mardi Gras or the Carnival in Rio or whatever, that's that time. Then we get more around Easter, sometimes depending on your Bundesland, and around Pentecost. And there you go. So based on how our holiday blocks were last semester, there was very little time for us to squeeze in those appointments where somebody came to watch our lessons. So I could barely breathe for the past few months. Ja. Genau, ich kann mir keine Mütze mehr leisten. So niedrig ist mein Gehalt. I actually recently unpacked my beanies from one of my numerous boxes. As you might have seen, I have moved, and the house I'm now in is still actively in need of renovation. So that's been another thing that's been going on in the background. I think King Beauregard or somebody else already asked about it earlier. So yeah, no, that's still going on. It's DIY, and so therefore living in a house that you're currently renovating is kind of a tough deal. So that's, it's slowly but surely we're coming along. Heute ist kein Unterricht, Erse. Heute ist mehr so ein bisschen social visit. You can ask me questions about German, of course, if you want to, but this is not a dedicated lesson stream today, so to say. Didn't really prepare anything for that. Yeah, exactly. I just turned 15. I actually started making videos when I was about 5 years old, a rare known fact. I've just always looked very old for my age. Technical difficulties, says Maxime. Are we stuck? No, it seems to be running for me. Is it back? I think so. Hi Christian, Grüße nach Irland zurück. I do have a Discord, but I don't use it to give long hair sucks. I don't use it to give private lessons or anything. Okay. Well, it might have just frozen due to internet. Oh, Riff, we have to specify that though. Legal age for alcohol with low percentages. So, beer and wine and bubblies, like champagne. So that's considered low percentage alcohol, so that's legal from the age of 16, and then everything else you could drink at 18. Passive learning or active learning, which one are you a bigger fan of when learning languages? For me, it kind of splits, because as you might have caught on to, I really love grammar, so I take great joy in learning how structures work, but that's not for everybody. Generally, I think passive is going to be the thing, whether you want to or not, that's going to get you to the highest levels. Whereas active learning is going to have you make bigger steps that you notice in the beginning. So if you don't do all the way passive, then you're not going to feel like you're able to say anything except like singular words for a long time. And then you get to like thresholds where, like, I don't know, you're watching a TV show and suddenly you're like, I understand a lot more of this than I thought. And it seems to happen overnight. It doesn't, but like your brain just kind of clicks into place. I guess it, you can compare it to how little children learn, right? They understand so much more than they can say. And you can clearly see that. It's not good in Kaka, it's important. So, for example, for me with Russian, right? Now my Russian is not at the level of my English, but it's fairly good. So for me, the main way I improve now is by consuming Russian. Listening, reading, speaking myself, and like reflecting on it, as silly as that might sound. And you can't do that all the way through, of course. I personally prefer starting very focused on active and then transitioning to more and more passive. But there's some people who feel like you can leave out the active part completely. Yeah. Not my philosophy. But it's kind of, it's a type thing, I guess. So, what's our next topic, guys? Wann hast du dich das letzte Mal betrunken? Well, I guess that depends on what you consider getting drunk. Like, I haven't been drunk in a while, a whole while, and I generally don't enjoy being fully drunk. When's the last time I drank alcohol? That was sometime in the last few weeks. I mean, obviously, we just had the New Year and Christmas and stuff. If you're not, I feel like if you drink alcohol at all, that is the time of year you're going to do it. Have you ever seen a hedgehog in real life? It's a goal of mine. You've never seen a hedgehog? I feel like you see them here all the time. Don't you live in the US? I thought they had them there. Oh, that's a long time, Louise. Good on you. Is my mic too loud? I feel like it looks to me like I'm constantly over, like it's spiking. I do use my Russian skills, Maxim. I am actively teaching English and Russian, and I actually have a class of students this semester who are native speakers. Some of them, like, for real, because they moved to Germany within their, sometime between second grade and as recently as 2 years ago. So with them, I don't do foreign language teaching exactly. It is foreign language teaching, but like at the level of like you've been learning the language for at least 5 years, something like that. So yeah, and I did use them last semester as well, but there I taught a complete beginner class, and most of them were really, really struggling with picking up the language. So we didn't make large leaps, but they did their best. So it's a very different experience, right? Because last semester I spoke a lot of German, although I always tried to speak as much Russian as possible. But if you want them to still understand stuff, you have to use German or whatever native languages it is at some point. This semester, I'm the one struggling because sometimes I'm like talking along and I'm like, oh, what's the word? And then I just end up asking my students, because I was open with them at the beginning of the semester, like, you speak better Russian than me for the most part. Like, you might speak more colloquial Russian and not know, like, literary terms than I know. And obviously, I know more about literature and stuff, and that's what I'm going to teach you. But there will be times where I mess up, so please correct me when I do. And so far, that's worked relatively fine. I still don't enjoy making mistakes while people who I'm supposed to be teaching something are watching me, but that's how it is. You know, Russian is a very different beast than English. On the other hand, I've been complimented numerous times by English teacher colleagues about my English, saying like, with you, your students can always rely on, you know, whatever it is that the question that I have, she's gonna know it. So that's been nice. And of course, that's always the standard I want my Russian to live up to. So I'm kind of setting myself up for failure, because I've just, you know, I've been speaking English for, I don't know, well, the bigger part of my life. And Russian, I am now going into my 10th year and I started from 0 in 2014. So of course, that's a difference, right? I want to learn Russian someday, a bit scared, to be honest. I mean, you can do it. If you already know German, that helps. Not because they're related or anything, but because if you've learned a language that uses complex grammar once, it's going to be easier to like digest and pick up on the second or third time around. Right. Ich habe mein ganzes Leben keinen Alkohol getrunken und ich bin 21 Jahre alt. Die Leute sagen mir, dass ich ohne Alkohol keinen Spaß haben kann, aber ich stimme nicht zu. Ja, I think, da stimme ich auch zu. Man muss keinen Alkohol trinken, um Spaß zu haben. Absolut nicht. Und ich glaube, dass es eine sehr ungesunde Einstellung ist, das zu denken. You have to drink to understand Russian. No, da stimme ich auch nicht zu. I don't agree with that either. But I mean, I get the joke. I'm intermediate, early advanced in German. Do you think it's a good idea to teach beginners? I already do, but I just wonder if it helps me as well in my German journey. It depends. So I'm not saying I'm right about this, but personally, and this is why I'm so uncomfortable with my Russian level still, I would rather that a teacher know a lot more than their students. Just because there's going to be points where questions come up or like little aspects come up that if you aren't fully fluent or fully like knowledgeable about, in this case, a language, not only will you maybe not be able to answer certain questions, the more tricky part, I think, is that you won't even pick up on certain mistakes or misunderstandings because, you know, your proficiency level isn't that high. But I guess it depends on, of course, it's possible, right? As soon as you know something, you can teach it to somebody. So it's doable. I just think it's a limited setup. Is it actually giving out ads right now? I feel like that shouldn't happen. I don't want that. Hold on. I actually cannot. I can no longer switch off ads. It's no longer possible. But I'm going to decrease their frequency. Man, you don't do YouTube for a bit, and suddenly you're forced to bomb people with ads. Anyway, I have to catch up on a few chat messages. Let me just check if I missed anything. I've only ever seen a dead hedgehog. I thought hedgehogs... Okay, so let's get... Because I never really talked about that. Hedgehogs, I thought, were as common in the US as they are here, but I guess they're originally a European animal. They're pretty common here. It's quite common to see them, unfortunately, as roadkill. But you also see them skidding through the bushes every now and then. I actually had a really cute interaction with a student recently. I was walking out of the school and down like a little path that goes through like a little garden part of the schoolyard, and I saw a boy, maybe like 7th, 8th grade, standing there like just standing still and looking into the bushes, and he looked like focused, you know, like he was really thinking about something. So I stopped and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, look there." And like 1 or 2 meters from the path, there was a pretty visible hedgehog in the bushes. And I said, "Oh yeah, that's cute." And he said, "I think I think he's lost his mom." So like he was contemplating whether he should like pick him up and help him. And I said, "No, that's an adult one," because it was like this big. So yeah, it's as far as my knowledge about hedgehogs goes, that was a grown up hedgehog, and it was basically just holding still until it didn't sense somebody being still and looking at him anymore. So I like tried to reassure the boy and like went on, and I thought that was so cute. And I think we saved a hedgehog once. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty common here. They're probably rustling around in everybody's garden at night. But yeah, they're really cute. An obscure word for hedgehog is Pig. Pig. I've never heard that. You're still awesome. Thank you very much. Your English is beyond perfect. It's really frightening. Well, thank you. There as well, by the way, like the reason my English got so good so fast, around 9th, 10th grade, and I mean, it wasn't as good as it is today, but I was fluent at that point. It's just I spent so much time online, and it was mostly English content. Yeah. Russian is a language that I'd love to learn, but didn't have a functional reason to. Yeah. So that's why I decided to study it as like one of my actual subjects in uni, and not just as a language course I was doing on the side. Because the way that goes is that even if you're like, if you really like languages and you have a knack for it, you are probably going to get to like A2, and then it's just too much work to do it besides other full-time studies, right? You have to be really dedicated. I'm not saying it's not doable. Some people do it. But I think that is rather exceptional. So I figured, since Russian isn't like I took Latin and French in school, right? So Spanish and Italian, if I really wanted to go for it, would be fairly easy for me to get to a somewhat like conversational level, right? Because even without learning them, I can read Spanish and Italian most of the time. So, but Russian, I had no connection to whatsoever, because beyond how grammar works, the languages I knew wouldn't help, and didn't know any other Slavic languages. So I created a reason for myself, that being this is now one of my subjects, and I either learn the language or I stop having that subject. There's alcoholism in my family. Don't want to roll the dice. Yeah, yeah. I think that's a very rational, good choice. I mean, not that it would be the best choice for nobody to drink alcohol, right? But I guess it's really different. Like, it really depends on the individual how much of a risk you are at to get a dependency. For me, luckily, alcohol has never once made me feel like, oh, I want to drink again today. It's always like it's always a conscious decision to be like, oh, I'm going to drink something today. nach diesem Live wirst du bis nächstes Jahr weg sein. Ja. Yeah, very, very, very likely I'm not going to be back until next year. This day next year. Just because I don't, well, at least for the next 6 months, life's not going to get any less busy. And then afterwards, it's kind of unclear what exactly is going to happen afterwards. But, you know, as before, it's a soft hiatus, so it's very unlikely, but I'm not forbidding myself from making something. It's just that most of the time I don't have the time or energy for it. So yeah. Yeah. It's putting ads in automatically if you don't have premium. Oh yeah, Louise is on a premium trial. There you go. Okay, I have a life goal to see a wild platypus. Can't say I've ever seen one of those. Oh man. The track I'm listening to is really good and I completely lost my train of thought. Hi, William Gunter. Nice to see you in chat as well. Yeah, things are going all right. I went into it. The short version is it's all good, but I'm stressed and lots going on. What games are you playing? I fell into a Hearthstone stint recently, which I did not expect whatsoever. I played Hearthstone for like a year when it first came out, and then I got annoyed with the pay-to-win aspect that started happening once they had released a few card packs, and then I didn't play it again until a month ago. So that's been one. And then more recently, I actually haven't. It's not a game. I have been doing a lot of map drawing, so D&D map drawing and Dungeon Draft, which is a software I've been coveting for years, and I never bought it because I was like, oh, you're not going to use it, and now I've been using it intensely for like a week. So that's been a thing. No hedgehogs in America and Australia. Wow. No badgers. No badgers either, right? Like badgers are a European animal as well. This is a thought that I've had before, where like the animals that you know that like are around you, they're nothing special, right? And as a kid, you don't have the awareness of the animals that are exotic to you. Those are exotic animals, and then the animals that are around you, they're normal animals. So for me, like a badger is just a woods animal, like a rabbit or a fox, and it's just normal. But for Americans, it's like, oh, it's a special wood animal that exists in Europe. I teach German in an online high school, and I still use some of your videos to help introduce concepts to my students. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Rob. Yeah, I remember getting a few emails about that. And the first few times that happened, I was really like, aw. I'm glad they're useful for that, honestly. Because, I mean, the whole point was to create resources, and I guess if other teachers use them, then it means they're good resources. I don't know if I've ever told this story. I got a message on Reddit at some point years ago where somebody told me, hey, I went to that and that high school, and my German teacher uses your videos sometimes, and he then always points out that you were part of an exchange program between that school and my school, my old high school. And then he like gets out a picture from that exchange program, and then when we like took a group picture, and he's like, "Look, there she is." So that was a funny thing. YouTube deprived us Russians of ads. It's unfair. Oh no. Puedes leer español, es grandioso. Yeah, I can read it, and I can understand what you wrote. I can read a lot of it. Let's say that. Part of it is because I took Latin and I took French, and then also just because I soak language stuff up. It's like some stuff you know at some point. I don't know how else to explain it. Russian is the best language. The best language to enter the Slavic world. So to say Polish is the second best option. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it depends on, like, either way, it's going to depend on the group of Slavs that you want to learn, right? If you want to learn Croatian and Serbian, then Russian is going to help you less. Not, it's still going to help you, but less than if you want to learn Polish, for example. And the thing that always trips up Polish native speakers, though, is that there's some words that are like, they look the same, but they mean different things. So you can always tell when you have a Polish kid in class, because they will use words that like, they're Russian words, but they don't mean what they're using it to mean. Worum geht's? I don't know what we were talking about at the right moment you came in, Schick. I hope you have caught up by now. There are American badgers. Oh yeah, I didn't mean honey badgers. I meant the black ones with the white stripes. There are other types of badgers, of course, but for me, a badger, a dachs, which is why a dachshund is called a dachshund, which, interestingly enough, we don't usually call them dachshund. We call them dacke. Comes from the same word. So a dachshund was used to hunt badgers, which are called dachs, not ducks as in the bird, but ducks, D-A-C-H-S, to hunt those. And yeah, so that's, the European badger is the badger to me. Anything else is like a different animal. That's cool. I've been doing a bit of a map work myself, but in making a game that won't be playable, just trying to use it as a resource. Yeah, I just, there's something I find deeply enjoyable about map making. More so even I've been like, I don't know if any of you guys have ever played Fire Emblem, but I played 2 of the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem titles a lot. And so I thought it would be fun to take those little isometric, is that what you call it? Like the not fully top down, but like yeah, I think you call them isometric maps, and transform them into top down D&D battle maps, and it's been so much fun. Warum sprichst du kein Deutsch? Oh man, I've answered that question so many times. I speak mainly English on this channel, especially now where I'm basically just doing a just chatting thing. Whereas if memory serves, if by any chance you decide to move to Germany, would you say that Köln or Dortmund are good choices? I mean, it depends. It depends on what you want. Köln and Dortmund are, well, first of all, they're in the same region, right? So that region generally is extremely metropolitan. So there's a bunch of really big cities in that area that are fairly easy to get to. So like there's Düsseldorf and Duisburg and Bonn as well. So they're all fairly close to one another. So that can have upsides that come with big cities. But you know, you have the other aspect of the negatives of being in big cities. But like career-wise, big cities are good. Finding affordable places to live, they're not that good. If you really like Japanese stuff, Düsseldorf is great because, as far as I'm aware, Düsseldorf still has the biggest Japanese expat community or immigrant community, or is it diaspora? Is that what that word means? So the biggest Japanese community outside of Japan. I think it might have changed by now. It always sounded weird to me, but at some point that was the case. So yeah, there's a lot of restaurants and shops, etc., that follow from that. In Old English, the word for hedgehog was igel, which got displaced by the French-derived urchin. Yeah, I mean, the history of English is really fascinating. I'm not going to get into it right now. I feel like I've done that in the past stream, but it takes so long. But it's really fun. What you read Spanish just fine. What you said is the Spanish language is great. I thought the chatter was trying to say you are able to read Spanish. That is great. Yeah. Oh, nice. DFE helped me a lot when I was in college in Brazil. Now I'm in Europe and I have made friends, or I have friends in Austria and Germany. Hey. Hi, Joyce. Oh, hey, am I late? I mean, you're later than we started, but you're not late per se. I don't know how long we're gonna go here, but I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I want to catch up with the messages. Таксаля охоты на барсуков, ну не знаю. I'm not sure what you're, Maxim, if there's I don't know what a taxa is. Does it mean tax? I feel like it doesn't. I feel like I know another word for that, but I'm not sure. For the hunt of bat, I don't know. I'm not. You need to restate the question, Maxime. I've been meaning to ask, do you have any memories of the East-West German days, or are there any lingering after effects? I mean, there are lingering after effects, but not from me personally. So, I don't have any memories of that time, and I don't. I didn't. I was never affected by anything of that because I was born and grew up in what was West Germany. So socially, politically, there's a lot of after effects, right? Like on a like country, on a national level, on a economy and social society level. There's definitely noticeable after effects and differences still, unfortunately, because the people who lived in the former GDR definitely got the short end of the stick of the reunification, while everybody in the West basically was telling them no, you didn't. It's great. You know, you should be thanking us for the reunification. So that caused a lot of resentment that lasts until today in a lot of people. And in many ways, understandably so. But it also causes a lot of ressentiment that is currently very much showing in voting decisions and leading us down a path we don't want to be going down again. So that's a bit nerve-wracking. I have never played Fire Emblem, but I am and have been really tempted to buy a copy of the first one that released in the US on the Game Boy Advance, and it gave me my Advance player for GameCube so I could connect it all. I actually played them on emulators for a while, just on PC. But I guess you're talking about streaming, right? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the first one on GBA was... The first one that got ported to English, at least, was 7? Or maybe one before that, maybe 6. Or 6 is just in Japanese. I don't know. But they're great games. They're great. There's some mechanics in there that few other like turn-based strategy games do in the same way. So scratching the same itch that Fire Emblem like established within me has been hard. Hold on. Anyway. Yeah, diaspora community is a group of people living overseas. Okay, thank God. I remembered that word correctly. So, yeah, Düsseldorf has the biggest, or one of the biggest, diasporas or Japanese diasporas outside of, or obviously outside of Japan. So, как там у вас погода? У нас в Москве минус 15. That's a lot. No, Germany has been experiencing climate change fairly clearly. That being, we don't really get cold winters anymore. It's obviously there's different regions anyway, so I've never lived in one of the coldest regions of Germany anyway. But we haven't had, no, that's not true. We had like one night of snow or two days of snow in early December, I think. And that was fairly surprising because usually it's not uncommon to not have any snow at all until like mid-February, and then it just turns into mush really quickly. So it's been freezing temperatures like maybe a week, but we never get lower than -1 or 2. So, yeah. Hey, Arbit, you don't need to watch. But I'm doing this in English. I'm sorry. Hey, what am I gonna do? This is what I do. All right. Bye, William. Thanks for checking in. Are you going to do any more streams of this on this or your gaming channel this year? I'm not sure yet. If you're still here, or if to anybody else, who cares? Oh God, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just get a brain buffering moment. So I had planned on maybe sometimes doing a gaming stream, but it never, either I don't have the time or honestly I'm just too exhausted. So it's not very likely, but maybe I will. So Dachs is tax. Well, but a Dachs is not a dog, right? We have a Dachshund, which we usually call a Dackel, and a Dachs is the other animal you mentioned. I can't say I know that word in Russian by heart. Can you still speak Japanese a bit? ちょっとだけね. But I understand much more than I speak because I never use it. I always say I have the Japanese proficiency of like a 2. I used to say a 3-year-old. I feel like by now it's a 2-year-old. So I understand a lot, especially with like context, of course. I can read kana, although by now relatively slowly, and I can read a few kanji still, but not anywhere close to what I was used to be able to read. So I don't think you ever lose all of the proficiency you have. I mean, you don't lose it at all, but I don't think it ever all goes to sleep. But since I never use it, But I do notice that every time I like watch an episode of some anime, even that like reactivates a lot. Unfortunately, I don't do it too much. So number 7 with Ellie Whitlin and Hector. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure if the one with... Wait, but when does the one with Roy happen then? Because Roy is Eliwood's son, right? And it's not 8, because 8 is the Sacred Stones. That doesn't have anything to do with Fire Emblem 7. And I feel like after that, it was already on the DS. It was no longer on the Game Boy. But I feel like the game with Roy... Or was the one with Roy the one that didn't get translated? I don't know. This is very uninteresting for anybody besides the 3 people who know Fire Emblem. Sorry. So, I can't let my friends die. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the high stakes. That's part of what I like, actually. Does anyone know which is the city in Germany that has the biggest Polish community in percent? Oh, I wouldn't know. Maybe somebody else knows. Middle Pazal Tiwai. So nice to see you again. Love the red blouse and red lipstick. So many awesome video games in today's age, set aside from the classic emulators. And now AI is getting really deep. That is true. I have a tendency to never play games that are current. I have the odd exception, but so I can't say I'm always like on the fully up to date. At least with like actual personal playing experience. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of cool stuff out there. What I also like is that it's fairly accessible and easy now to make your own video games yourself. Of course, I mean, you still have to like dedicate the time and effort to get into it, but it's not as the investment you have to put in is a lot more like easier to keep. It's more accessible. I mean, I already said what I meant. I don't need to restate it. I feel like the tools you need and the know-how you need and the ease of access to everything you need is very different compared to, like, I don't know, maybe even 10 years ago. Definitely earlier than that. So that's cool. Roy is 6. Okay, 7 is actually prequel, then 8 is Sacred Stones, then the GameCube, Wii, then the DS. Okay, I see. I remember trying to play one of the DS titles once, and I didn't really like it. I didn't like the switch to the weird 2.5D. I would have preferred them keeping it pixelated. 8-bit. I'm planning to move to Germany. Hi, Anna. Is it really that hard to own a property there? I want a little house with a garden, but seems like the majority of Germans rent. It depends where you want to live. If you want to be anywhere close to a city, it's... I mean, I don't know the budget you're coming into this with, but yeah, owning a house has gotten fairly inaccessible to most, at the very least, young people who don't get a lot of like capital from something, from parents or from winning the lottery. I don't know what. So yeah, it's just due to capitalism nearing its end stage as in Germany too, and just movements of people away from living in rural areas and everybody wanting to be in the city for studying or your first few years of working, like while they're young, and then when they have kids or settle down in other ways, wanting to still stay close to the city, but not like in the city, so have the comforts and advantages of both. It's been getting more and more expensive, unreasonably expensive to live anywhere even near a city. So you can still get affordable places. Still, I mean, these are not affordable in terms of, for example, American affordable, just due to the space we have compared to how many people live here. But still, you know, you might find something that you can actually afford if you're willing to deal with having to drive 30 minutes to the next somewhat decently sized town, including maybe the next supermarket and shitty to no internet and, you know. So that's the situation right now. I would even say right now is probably the worst time to buy a house because house prices are still astronomically high, which happened partly due to the interest rate going as low as it used to be until about a year ago. And now interest rates have gone very much up. So now interest rates are super high and prices are still super high. So if you actually want that, if you actually would like to put that plan into action, at the very least, you should probably wait a few more years. So that's a very detailed answer, Anna. I hope that's helpful. You gotta have some story time material building up from the whole student teacher experience. I do. Unfortunately, it's for telling any stories, I have to make sure that like there's no way to identify the people I'm speaking of, because obviously I can't just go around sharing stories about sharing stories about, kids that are entrusted to my care. But yeah. 1 second. Oh, more ads, huh? Well, I mean, it's been about an hour, so I feel like it's okay if we can't have no ads. You gotta have some story time. Oh yeah, that's what I just read. I'm struggling with Japanese right now, but I'm considering hiring a private tutor. I've got hiragana, katakana. Kanji is still a nightmare for me, but I have a favorite word I've learned in it. So I feel like kanji is sort of a thing of like high not risk, but like high effort, high reward. Because once you know it, you don't even have to remember how it is pronounced if you're just reading, right? As soon as you know this sign means that word, you can read sentences that like you don't even know how to fully pronounce. On the other hand, it's hard to then read things out loud or yeah. So kanji, they're hard because of how multidimensional they are in their usage, I guess, especially with the different readings. But yeah, I used to know like 200, and now I don't even know. I don't think I could even get to 50 anymore. Maybe not even 20 if I had to like write them. And I have the most frustrating experience with seeing one where I'm like, I used to know that, but I no longer even know what it means. Warum haben deutsche Werbung englische Schimpfwörter? That's a really good question. Generally, I wonder why German has so much English by now, period. I have to be careful complaining because I have a habit of just using the English word when I can't, like when that's just the first thing that comes to mind instead of the German word. But it's become like when I was a teen, people were already complaining about like the Anglification of German, and it's been keeping going. And I'm getting old enough to be like, why can't they just speak German? But it really is to a ridiculous degree. Like it's where I have absolutely no issue, and I think it's stupid to complain about languages adopting words that they don't really have, right? When it's a meaning that you just don't have a word for in a language. Why not just take it from a different language? But when you start replacing mundane verbs, like not even hard ones that you don't use a lot, so you might remember one from a different language first, then I'm like, why are you doing that though? Like what? I don't know. Mochiron. And now I can pluck it out of conversations and it makes me happy. Oh yeah, I remember when I first started like playing around with Japanese a little bit, and I learned that the hiragana sign for no, and so every time I saw no, I was like, oh, I know that sign. And I know that means that something's being put into relation with something else. Yeah, that's why early language learning is so fun, isn't it? Because every time something new is in, like, you remember something new, you immediately feel like, I doubled my knowledge. Do you have any favorite YouTubers, Katja? I do. But it's like, every time you ask me, like, what's your favorite something, I'm going to blank. I can think of ContraPoints right now. Who have I been watching for a long time? I'm just gonna go into my subscriptions list because I'm gonna wear myself out trying to remember my mostest favorites. And like actual YouTubers. So I feel like I've seen every H-Bomber guy 3 times because there just aren't that many overall, and they're so good. So I guess he's one. Let me just check. Caroline Winkler. Caroline Winkler, who got popular by making a few videos about like interior decorating, or interior design, like that sort of stuff. And she doesn't really talk about that much anymore. So now she just makes a lot of like contemplative stuff. And I just really like her vibe. I just really like how she comes across. She seems like a cool person to me. Just, you know, everybody's gonna like different people, but yeah. So she's definitely one. Probably not everybody's cup of tea, but yeah. So who else? Let me check my list. I'm just gonna go through my list. You know what? Maybe you'll discover some people you don't know yet. Or you'll be like, hey, I like that person too. Can you hear my music, by the way? Because my stream software is not showing me that desktop audio is being recorded. But I've been vibing, and I feel like you guys aren't even hearing it. Oh, speaking of Japanese, Abroad in Japan is, I know he's like probably the biggest channel when it comes to like foreigners making content in and about Japan, but yeah. I enjoy his videos every now and then. Olin Rogers. I've been watching his stuff for a long time, and most recently I love Final Space, and actually pre-ordered the comic book that's coming out after its cancellation. But even before that, I stumbled across him at some point over 10 years ago. And yeah, so he's one, Olin Rogers. Louise, you mean Olin? Yeah. The funny thing is, I remember the thing he did before, I always forget the name of it, Balloon Shop or something, the sketch comedy troupe that he had. Somebody that I watched recommended that comedy channel because it was so odd. And I remember checking it out and being like, I don't really get it at the time. And then later I stumbled across Olin's personal channel and I was like, I've seen that guy before. And so, yeah, I always find it funny when that happens. I mean, Rhett and Link are still doing the thing and being great at it. But I feel like that's not even, if you're on YouTube, you know and like them, you know what I mean? It's not an interesting thing though. Not an interesting channel to point out. Oh man. Sorry guys, I'm going to get to chat, but right now it is my mission in life to find all the YouTube channels that I think I should recommend to you guys. Okay? So we're pausing the chat. If you ask me to do a task, I'm going to do it thoroughly. There's a Russian channel actually, Bad Comedian. He does movie reviews, and I keep being absolutely baffled at the production value of those videos. And they're really, really long. So he's one I've been following for a while as well. And it helps with like learning about Russian culture or modern culture, believe it or not, because he just, he makes videos for Russian viewers. So you get a lot of like contextual knowledge from it. So that's another thing that I enjoy about it. No multitasking zone, exactly. I wish that were true. Like you see, I get distracted very quickly. But yeah. Oh, by the way, did you answer the question of no music? Why not? So, no multitasking, but sidetracking, for sure. Let me figure out what's happening. Why is it not using... Okay, that's still not working. It was working earlier, and then I put in my headphones so you wouldn't hear the feedback over the microphone, and it hasn't been... But why not? Hold on. Russian with Max is a good channel. That's true. I found him fairly early, and I wrote him an email, and I was like, hey, I have a YouTube teaching channel as well, and I'm also learning Russian. And he wrote back, cool, that's so nice. And then I think I wrote back another email, and he wrote back another email, I think. And then I never replied, because I'm horrible at email correspondence. But he seemed nice. Him and his wife. It's his wife, right? I think so. So let's try this again. Still not working. Well, crap. Okay, well then you get no music. I'm gonna listen to music. So feel free to turn on whatever music you want to listen to, because I'm not gonna be able to push my choices on you, whether you think that's a good thing or not. So back to my favorite YouTube channels, because I feel like I'm still missing people. Of course, I have Simply Louise Please in my channels. She's in chat. Check her out. Although I'm not sure whether you upload to YouTube. If you do, I don't get the notifications in my sub box. But she's on Twitch. Oh man, I have so many subscriptions, y'all. Some of them I don't even know what they are anymore or who they are. And some don't upload anything anymore. 3 Hours is a great channel. He hasn't uploaded in a while. He's doing other things. But doing good anti-radicalization, or rather debunking work. Along with a lot of other people from that bubble. I'm almost through. I'm scrolling, guys. I'm scrolling. Who do I just flat out enjoy watching, besides the ones I've already named? There's a channel you need to know if you're learning German. I mean, there's a few you should know, but like, Cold Mirror. Cold Mirror is like one of the old school German YouTube channels. She got big by making very silly, very 2000s internet humor parodies of the Harry Potter movies. But I don't really like those as much as basically anything else she's done. She's just a funny gal, and she's just a staple, basically, of German online culture. So you should definitely know about her and her videos. Yeah, I might have scrolled past 1 or 2 people that I really like, but I think that's it for now. Oh, another German channel, Rob Bubble. Makes a lot of videos that you won't really get if you don't watch other German YouTube content. But he also makes some political stuff that's really good and really, always really well phrased. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably it. Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, now I have a lot of chat to catch up on, so let me... Whatever happened to Esperanto? Funnily enough, I was just thinking about Esperanto yesterday because I had like a package of something, and it had German writing on it and French and a language where I was like, oh, that's Italian. And then I saw it said Fragen, Question, and then it said Dubi. And I'd never heard that word, and it doesn't look Italian to me. Turns out it is. Dubi means doubts. But I looked at it and I was like, Dubi. What a silly word. And then I was like, okay, so I guess it's not Italian. Because I guess I was like, I would know that word if it was Italian. I don't know where I got that arrogance from, but... So I was like, is it maybe Esperanto? So then I went on a bit of a deep dive, and then I was like, okay, I just typed Dubi into Google Translate, and turns out it was Italian. I just didn't know the word. Not that surprising since I don't speak Italian, but I guess I just couldn't believe it. Okay. Oh, actually, I have gotten too many of these already. Yes, so there we go. I mean, Dax, Barsuk, Dax und Taxa. Yeah, interesting. I wonder what that comes from. The first time I heard that in English you call Dackel Dachshund, I was like, well, I guess that is an old word for it. But at first glance, it sounds weird that that's what they would be called. It's a bit like learning that hairstylist or hairstylist, I guess. In Russian is called perikmacher, so a wig maker. That's it comes from the German word for wig maker, which is obsolete in German, but it got adopted in like what 1700 something or earlier. I'm not sure, and they just never changed it. So that's always funny to see that sort of stuff. Hey, I've been following you for 10 years, and I can say that your videos motivated me to achieve my goals in German language. Nice. Thanks for letting me know, Chris. I always love that. I'm glad my obsession with Fire Emblem when I was like 13 finally came in handy. Every skill you learn is useful at some point. I'm curious, is it your room? It so reminds me of an office. I mean, it's both. So, like I said, this is currently the place I live in is under renovation. So it's the rooms that are usable are limited, right? So this is like my old room. I'm not living in a dorm anymore, but I still have multifunction rooms for the time being. Okay. Robert Boyer said a goodbye a while ago, but bye in after the fact. Bye from the future. I hope you sneeze when I say this, so you know that we're talking about you. My problem with kanji is that no one teaches it the way I want to learn. They all teach the meaning, so like you're saying, you can understand the definition, but I want to understand how to read it. What do you mean how to read it? Because like to me, kanji is most... Oh, you mean like what the word... You see the sign and you know what to say in Japanese? Well, man, there used to be a really, really good website for this. Generally, by the way, back in the day, so like when I started YouTube and the years prior, Japanese was one of the most accessible languages to learn online, which didn't mean much because it was generally hard to find resources beyond Rosetta Stone and the like online. But because there were so many nerds online, there were people among that who made something to help you learn Japanese. There was a website that showed you all the kanji that kids learn in school, and for each one, it showed you the stroke, the order of the strokes and the direction you need to make, and it told you both the both pronunciations, of which I always forget, the han and, or is it han? Both words that are attached to the kanji, if there are two. So like for this, that means one, and it would be ichi or hitotsu. Ichi or hitotsu. So so if I'm understanding correctly, that's exactly what you would need, right? I can't remember the name. Let me just, maybe I still have it. No, it's gone. Why does everything on the internet die if you don't look at it for 8 years? It's so unfair. Let me see. I have a few, so that still works, but that's a German-Japanese dictionary, so that's not really helpful. Gairaigo. Nope. I have it, but it no longer works. It's like, it's there, but all the image files are dead. Oh man. Anyway, I'll look into that again, Louise. I feel like that should still exist in some way. I have one, but it says it only has one pronunciation, and it's about calligraphy, so it doesn't really help. It's more of a like fun little playing with Japanese. Anyway. When's your birthday? I hate that I read out that question. I'm not going to answer it anyway. I never answer that question. Not for vanity reasons, by the way. It's just, I don't think it's smart. The hardest part is that you read kanji differently in some words. Yeah, so that's, yeah. You have at least 2 pronunciation for every kanji. I found your channel after you stopped already posting videos. Nice to see you're still here. Yeah, it's a shame. With how many people are still subscribing to the channel, I imagine that's been a common experience over the last year. Somewhat common, at least. Not trying to, yeah. But still, remember at some point I said the channel just keeps growing. It's been the same for the past year. I mean, of course, I'm sure, I haven't looked at it, but I'm sure there's been tons of people who unsubscribed as well. But the net change in subscribers at the end of every month has still been positive, at least every month I checked. I don't know if I checked every month. So, yay. Once again, subscribers is by no means, I wanted to say one of the important, but not even an important metric at this point. But still nice to see that new people are still coming in, you know. Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum 11. Jahrestag, DFE Katja. Thank you, Afra Adam, and welcome back. Do you have any recommendations for European political commentators so I can learn about something else than the States? It depends on what kind of commentary you're looking for. If you're looking for something in the style of, like, for example, John Oliver, you could look at Jan Böhmermann. Hold on, let me write that into chat. Jan Böhmermann. Nope, with an H. Also known as ZDF Magazin Royal. That's the show. And then there's the Heute Magazin. So that's a very both are satire, but I would say the Heute Journal is even more silly. But that's mostly German. I'm not sure that there's, at least I don't know of any channels that are like constantly commenting on everything that's going on in all of Europe. That's not really how it works, because like it's a lot of more. It's the countries are smaller, but Europe is still a bunch of different countries, not like the US, right? So yeah. There's some YouTubers that comment on general goings on. Well, the one I mentioned, 3 Arrows, isn't bad, although that's not like day-to-day politics. It's more like some trends. And also he doesn't update his channel regularly anymore. Yeah. I'll have a think about it. If something else pops into my head, I'll let you know. This is, by the way, this is a question that's great for Reddit. Go on Reddit, go on like German Reeling or Europe or whatever. Just like I don't know your political preferences or whatever, but check that you're not being sent to some weird places. Yeah. But generally the internet's great for these sorts of questions, right? So when a German word is created, how is the gender article determined? The genders drive me crazy. I made a video about this, by the way. So first of all, of course, there's not that many new words anymore, right? When we adopt a word, you know what? I'm just going to post a link in chat. Basically, there's a few, they're not rules, but they're like tendencies, right? Some of them are phonetic. So there's like, if we adopt the word from a different language and it has an ending that commonly has a specific gender attached to it in German, it's most likely also going to be that gender. So if something ends in ER, that's usually a German, in German, that's usually a male ending. So for example, computer got adopted and didn't have a natural gender attached to it. So, but because it ends in ER, it's der Computer. Let me just see. There's so many German teaching channels now. Can't even find my own videos. Nope. Aha. So I talked about it a bit in this video. Oof, what happened to that URL? Does it have a timing attached to it again? No, just weird YouTube stuff. So you can take a look at that. Мне это кажется, или твое кресло светится. Оно светится. Ну, конечно. I have a gaming chair now, guys. I'm cool now. After years, I'm finally one of the cool kids. But it's been red this whole time. So I switched it to blue very sneakily. So I guess now it just shows more. What was the last German language song that you listened to? Isn't there like a listening queue in Spotify or something? I feel like there is something like that. Because then I can tell you exactly. Oh, I think it was Holz by 257ers. It's a very strange but very fun song. So that was probably it. I'm excited to read his book, but I need to finish the Stephen Burst series I'm working on right now. Whose book? Oh man, that was a while ago, Louise. If you can't answer it, never mind. Oh, Chris abroad in Japan. Yeah. Oh wait, his last name is Broad or Broad. Like that's the joke. That's the name of the channel. That's why it's called that. Wow. Today I learned. Ah, my chat jumped. I hate when it does that. The new glasses fit you much better than the old ones. Thank you. It was time for a change. I really, really liked the old ones for a long time. And then, I don't know, sometime last year, I feel like they just really went out of style. They probably did a while ago, but I didn't really notice it. Because they were my glasses, right? That's just, they're part of my face. But I'm really glad they're, yeah, I like them too. Thank you. Oh, see, King Beauregard already answered the question about what gender new words get. Thank you. But now I feel like I need to watch Olin spelling. That's exactly the right spelling, and yes, he's great. And also, you should watch Final Space if you can get access to it in some way. It's a really good show. It's a really strange combination of really, really, really dumb and silly internet type humor and like gut-wrenching emotions and dealing with grief. It's a really great show and a wild setting. Also, did I ever say hi, Dima? Hi, Dima. I'm so glad to see you. I hope you're still watching. Happy New Year, by the way. Okay. King Beauregard left to do important things. That's fine. That's good. So bye, King Beauregard, if you watched this at some point later, or again, I hope you sneeze knowing that we talked about you. Yeah, you're made out of awesome. See you again next year, or by my preference sooner. Oh, don't spread important hedgehog trivia without me. Okay, I'll zip it on the hedgehogs until King Beauregard gets back. Do you like the Cold Mirror comedy channel? Oh yeah, you probably posted that message before I talked about her, but yeah, I really like her. Like I said, her dubbing work is far from her best work to me. Although I know she obviously really enjoys doing that, but like, yeah, I like Cold Mirror. I started learning the German alphabet from a video. I still cherish that day. Thank you for everything. Now I am learning B2 too. How time flies. Aw, thank you. And I'm glad you kept at it. Really good. Almost gets caught up in chat. Also cut chat sidetrack until messages build up again. The pain, Louise. The pain. You are so correct. Oh, man. Dima says, I've been to the Esperanto Museum in Vienna twice, actually. See, you don't even have just that up on me. I've never even been to Vienna as of yet, so still need to do that. This reminds me of your very first video, similar colors and style. I feel like my style has changed, but this is actually the very same sweater that I wore in, not my first video, because in that I wore the turquoise version of this sweater, but in like within the first few. So yeah, I still have it. It has holes under my armpits now, but I still like it. I just don't wear it that much anymore. But you can't see them on stream, so that's fine. And yeah, minus the hat. I was wondering if I should wear one, but they're all downstairs somewhere, so. German drinking water? I thought that Germans only drank beer. Oh man, you need to learn more stuff. If you do not know about Germans and carbonated water, what are you even doing? You need to catch up on your German culture lessons. Pirikmachre indeed came to Russia in the first half of the 18th century. Am I good or what? I just figured that's when they wore wigs a lot. So, back in high school, there was a German phrase we learned regarding water. Water is for washing, not for drinking. Wasser ist zum Waschen da? I'm not sure water is for washing, not for drinking is actually a German saying. It might be, I don't know. Anyway, it's definitely not, like, it's definitely old. А как ты же цирюльник? А что это такое цирюльник? А когда же цирюльник появился? Я не знаю. Я это никогда не слышала. No. I keep... Stop jumping, chat. I'm not that quick. You understood what I was saying about the kanji, but sometimes there's like 7 pronunciations for a kanji, and that makes it even worse. Also, yeah. Stop teasing me, Louise. Hi, Natasha. I hope you're still here. Hi. Oh, man. 11 years. I feel so old. You do. You do. Yeah, do telling me, man. But yeah, hi. Aw, man. Natasha is another really, like, way back watcher, which is, I guess, why she feels old. Boomer Man sounds like an SNL. That's true. But he's not called Boomer Man. I do get the jump, though. Cyrulnik came a little bit earlier. Okay, I still want to know what Cyrulnik is. You're going to have to tell me, Maxim or Dima. Oh, Riffraff with a recommendation. Okay. Martin Sonneborn is a politician, yeah. Danke für... Hallo Bill, danke für deine Videos. Du hast mir Deutsch beigebracht. Oh, thank you. Glowing chair means pro gamer. You got it. Ich lerne Deutsch seit 9 Jahren und habe mit deinen Videos gestartet. Wow. This is... I'm always honored. I think I've mentioned this before, but when I started, I didn't feel like I felt like I was late to the party. Looking back now, yeah, 2013 was fairly early, but like my first channel is from 2006, so I felt like, oh man, I've missed so much already. I uploaded some videos trying to like get some sort of response in like 2010, but they were very apropos nothing. Like they were very much in the style of early YouTube of like just I have something to say, but nobody saw them obviously. Oh. Chris Broad, abroad in Japan, is a lovely wit. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Hi, Akash. I'll not be able to stay, but I want to let you know I still have you at such a high regard. Aw, thank you, Natasha. To give you a compliment, because some of us are sick of complaining and not getting any compliments. Does anybody here know the song Compliments by Kollektivet? A Norwegian comedy duo. They no longer make anything, but let's watch it. If I can still remember how to... hold on. Can I? Ahaha! Kollektivet compliments. But, hold on, before I do that, I think I have to switch my audio back to my speakers, at least for this. Because apparently, if I don't, then otherwise my desktop audio won't... It's still not showing up! Why not? Безобразие. Because, you know, if there's no sound, then there's really no point in doing this. Huh. ¿Por qué, Maria? Why are you doing this to me, man? Why is there always got to be technical problems? Also, Louise, I'm doing it again. I'm falling behind. Oh, I didn't say hi when you came in, Dima. I saw you and I wanted to, and then I got distracted. Anyway, I've addressed you since, so I'll feel better. I do not understand. What is the problem? I don't speak Spanish. I can just fake it a little bit. I'm good at imitating sounds. So, okay. So I have it pulled up. Now I just need to get sound. Dios mío. ¿Por qué Maria is actually from a comedy bit that's way old. Maybe somebody remembers it still. Because this is actually back from the, like, this is from like 2007 or 8, when basically anything that had any sort of pull comedically or like had any shareability whatsoever would be seen by basically everybody, because the amount of content on YouTube, although of course by internet terms, was tiny. So there was a comedian called Pablo. Look at me being like, oh, I remember this thing, and then I don't actually remember it. Francisco, right? Pablo. Yeah, I think that was him. Pretty sure that's him. Yeah. Pablo Francisco. And there were a few videos of him back in the day on YouTube. Once again, like, there was a limited amount of comedians you could find on YouTube for the first few years. It wasn't his own uploads. Somebody just took his TV appearances and put them up. You're coming up with a lot of Pablos in the chat, but no, it's Pablo Francisco. And he had a bit where he like parodied telenovelas, and it's basically about a woman being unfaithful, and her husband comes in and is destroyed over it and ends up saying, ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué, Maria? So I just say that now when when something's annoying me. ¿Por qué, Maria? You see, that's a lot of explaining. It's just, usually it's not worth it, but I like to explain the references I make, even though it's a futile effort, because I just make too many that nobody knows. Oh no, the plight of somebody who watches too much media or consumes too much media. It's always good to have like one or two people who you just make watch everything and read everything that you watch and read and listen to. So you have at least that one person that you can look to and be like, you know, you remember? That's my best friend, who at the very least has the decency to laugh at everything I say, even when she doesn't really remember where it's from. She knows, you know. She knows how to keep me happy, like in any good relationship, you know? I can't figure this out. Why did it work in the beginning and now it's no longer working? The best bet would be to restart the stream, but I don't really want to do that. I didn't mute it or anything. No, it's no matter what I change, it's just not... happening? Might it be that like it just mutes? I think it's muting Spotify. I think something's suppressing, because I just turned on YouTube and it's giving me sound. Okay, so it might just be a coincidence, but I think I didn't need to work that hard. Anyway, so hearkening back to something that was said about 20 minutes ago. This is a video by a Norwegian comedy duo, Kollektivet, with a protagonist that is for some reason German. I love this video for so many reasons. So let's watch it together.
I'm sick of performing and not getting compliments. Look at me now, washing the dishes, not getting a compliment. Making the dinner without being told it. If I had not did it, I would have been scolded. I am working here like a chef. Where's my compliment, woman? Are you deaf? Give me compliments. Why is my impressiveness written off like as it was of course a nest? This is importantness. Give me answer or compliment. You choose. Give me compliments. I said I give me compliments. Give me compliments. I said I give me compliments. Maybe my compliments is under here. No compliments here either. Taking out the trash, no compliments. Respecting trafficking rules, no compliments. Got to work on time, no compliments. And I dressed myself today, no freaking compliments. Every day I do chores like a donkey. There is the applause like the circus monkeys get. It's not fair, I'm doing my best. Look at that child being rewarded with a breast. Give me compliments, I said I give me compliments. Bitte schnell. Give me compliments, I said I give me compliments. Bitte schnell. Not giving away compliments, are we? Jawohl, typical. Where is my great job? Where is my good work? Where is my pat on the head? Where is my oh my god, you are the most impressive human being I have ever met? Point being, where is my compliment? Schnell bitte, bitte, schnell bitte, bitte, schnell. Schnell bitte, 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 compliments, schnell. Give me compliments, I said I give me compliments. Give me compliments, give me compliments, I said I give me compliments. Where's my compliments? Give me compliments, I said I give me compliments. Give me compliments, give me compliments, I said I give me compliments. Please help me, I'm starving for compliments. Hey, read the sign, you schnitzel, I want compliments, not money.
Oh, sorry. You have a nice turtleneck.
What? Or me? Oh, thank you. It's really kind of, I just threw something on this morning, nothing special. Thank you. I mean, I'm really bad with compliments, but thank you.
Okay. This video, the thing is, I already knew AEO by the same guys. That's about the Norwegian compliment having more letters than the English one, which of course German has one more even than that. But yeah. But the compliments song was actually shown to be by my dear Russian buddy when I was studying St. Petersburg. She learned German in school starting in 2nd grade, and she came across it at some point. She found it really funny, and so did I. So, yeah. Schnell, bitte, bitte, schnell. So, Natasha, you are no longer here, but this is this is what you started when half an hour ago you posted to chat compliments, 3 exclamation points. So, thank you. Now back to trying the futile effort of catching up to chat. So, good memories from the time I used to watch your videos to improve my German for college, says Mr. Wilferkham. Wilferkham? Thank you. You're welcome. By the way, I never get tired of bringing this up. Apparently, ContraPoints used to do the same thing, using DFE videos to improve her German while learning German in college. I get to put that on my record now. Not that anybody cares, but I care. So will this Klassentreffen become an annual event? I'm hoping it will, Bob. This year it was additionally convenient because the 6th is a Saturday this year. So in the future, I might have to then like push it to the Friday after the 6th or something like that. I'm imagining that's probably more convenient for most people who want to watch too. So yeah, but generally I'm planning on doing it. I'm enjoying it. Uzin says, I am watching a few weeks ago. I assume you started watching a few weeks ago. Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. But hey, welcome. Thanks for checking in. Anouk says, I love Natalie. Yeah, so do I. And the funny thing was, I showed up in one of her streams and I wrote something. She was like, Deutschfüreuch. I'm pretty sure I used to use your videos. And I was like, I figured, or I was wondering if you did, because she has said, Hallo Leute, or Hallo meine Lieben in some of her videos. And since I say that before every video, I was like, I was wondering if you got that from me. And she was like, I might have. So we decided I get to claim that now. So, schöne Bildschirm-Setup dahinter. Thank you. Okay. My Oma and Opa always had seltzer water as well. Yes. I have a whole video getting upset about the fact that Americans have been acting like they invented sparkling water for the last few years, when every time I went traveling until about 6 years ago, people would look at me like I just ordered, like, I don't know, hot dog water whenever I was looking for sparkling water. Ah, Cyrulnik is another word for Parikmacher. Ah, okay. So, but what word is it from? Cyrul? I don't know what a Cyrul is. Anyway. The party fan. The opera Il Barbiere di Siviglia is normally called Sivitsky Cyrulnik in Russian, since Cyrulnik is outdated. I see. Interesting. Bye, Louise. I have to run along. It's early lunch for me today. Don't fall too far behind. As of this message, you're almost caught up. I believe in you. It's so good to see you again. Oh, thanks, Louise. Once again, I hope you sneeze right at this moment. When we talk of you, you can come back, check the channel, and confirm whether you sneezed or not. But yeah, let's wish a good day to Louise, from the past, and yeah, move along. I see. That's these are the messages from when I talked about Pablo Francisco, trying to find a different Pablo. It's always impressive when folks can be funny in a non-native language. What, you mean the collective thing? But yeah, for sure. Знакомый клип, когда-то давно смотрели его. Yeah, it's so Compliments, I think, is from, oh yeah, man, from 2013. They are no longer doing anything. I think their last upload was from like 8 years ago. I don't know what happened to them. But they had a bunch of these like really electronic, 8 years ago, electronic music, comedy music stuff. You actually were the one who pointed me to ContraPoints in the first place, so thank you. Wah! Noise! Of course I stuck around until you said goodbye, but I won't for this one. Keep going. I don't believe you now, see? And I read this one early, but I'm almost there. Yeah, do share the video, Eleni. It's I do think it's a classic, at least for me, in my humor library. Okay, hope you're doing okay. I'm doing okay, Rodrigo. Thanks for worrying. I'm very busy. That's why you haven't heard of me, but generally I'm okay. There has been a few nights where I've broken down and cried just because I've been very tired and very exhausted, but nothing tragic, just like general, I hate this, but in general, it's almost over, and there's many enjoyable parts about it too. most of that being the actual job that I'm going to end up doing. Because even though some of the kids I have to deal with are very annoying, most of them are very funny, nice, sweet, and adorable in, in different ways. And I just really enjoy. Honestly, I think part of it is having a captive audience. It's not that different from this. I mean, you're about as many people as 2 school classes right now. I am nothing if not a bit of a performer. And part of being a teacher is being a bit of a performer. So far, it's worked out fairly well. I keep getting compliments on my basically whatever the right word for stage presence is, and when it relates to being a teacher. So they call it your teacher personality. So I keep getting complimented on how basically I interact with students and how I run a lesson. So yeah. I thought Oktoberfest has invented the water thing. They might have. So the thing is, I don't want to say that like water is for washing and not for drinking. It has never been said, and it might actually be a saying. I'm just saying it's like, it's definitely a joke, right? It's not an actual like common wisdom from the olden days in Germany. It's definitely a joke, as in like, why drink water if you could get drunk instead? So that might indeed be a Oktoberfest thing. Cyrillic must be somehow connected to the word chirurg. I think they also used to perform some kind of medical procedures apart from hairdressing and shaving. But chirurg is of Greek origin. Yeah, I think Greek. It sounds Greek to me. It's Cyrillic. Cyrillic doesn't sound like it's... that sounds like a Slavic word to me. I might be wrong, of course, but... Hallo Katja, frohes Neues. Herzlichen Glückwunsch zu deinem Kanal. Thank you, Rui, and welcome. Thank you. Andres, Grüße aus Karlsruhe. Oha. Freue mich zu hören, dass es dir im Allgemeinen gut geht. Ja, danke schön. You are a very hardworking person and nice, Katja. Keep going. I gave the compliment now. Whew. Okay, I have freaking caught up to chat fully, and finally. And now Louise is no longer here to be proud of me. Anyway, she said she believed in me. So we did it. So that means we can now maybe do something else. We could either watch some more silly stuff, or we could play a game. I'm not sure how that would work, since the people who play with me can't watch my stream if we play something like Gartic Phone. Kind of takes away the point. You're still here! You need to eat. I mean, stay as long as you want. I forgot to leave. See, I did it. Thank you. I mean, you can eat while you watch. I don't have anything against that, obviously. So, what to watch? See, the thing is, I have no practice in being a reaction channel, so I don't have videos pulled up where I'm like, okay, guys, we need to see this. This is the newest drama. We need to definitely discuss this. I'm just going to insert my opinion in other people's stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So chirurg, we use that in German as well, is Latin. I thought it would be Greek. Cyrillic, Polish, Cyrillic, Russian. Wow! Damn, Anna, I did you wrong. You were right. Interesting. But really? Surgeon is chirurg is of Latin origin? Really? Huh. Oh. But the Latin word comes from the old Greek word. I was right. Because the ch, just the combination of letters doesn't look Latin to me. By the way, that video of you playing the horror game was hilarious. I couldn't believe when the dog got hit by the car. I was traumatized. I know, that was so like, welcome to the game. Yeah, the thing is, I'm sure that if I played more horror type stuff, it would be immensely enjoyable for you, but it's just not good for me. I just don't, it's just not, I don't think I should be doing it. I don't really enjoy it. The streaming made it bearable, believe it or not. Like, having people there to watch over me, that made it bearable. Oh, wow. I guess my chat mirroring is just catching up. Okay. Time for me to go. It's good to see you. You too, Jimar. Goodbye. Say hi to your family. And see you next time. Poor viewers? What do you mean? About what? Okay. Oh, I guess you could play Gartic Phone without... No, you can't. If you look at my stream, then you're gonna know what I'm... On the other hand, does it matter? Like, if the other players don't know... Okay, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it anyway. Let's play around a Gartic Phone. Is anybody up for that? Anybody want to play with me? Let me just pick an icon first. Needs to be... Oh man, I just skipped over a bear. I need to be a bear. Where's the owl? There we go. Okay. So, how does this work again? Okay, I'm going to post a link to chat, and whoever shows up first gets to play. And we're going to make it a bunch of players. So it won't matter as much if somebody stream snipes. Oui, on va jouer. Yeah. What's this game? It's a browser game that, like... Hold on. Guess that works. So, it's a browser game where it's basically a game of telephone. That's why it's Gartic Phone. So one person draws something, and then the next person gets the drawing and has to describe it. And then the next person after that gets the thing that the last person saw in the picture. So the thing that, the description, that's the prompt for the next player. So the next player draws something based on that prompt, and then the next person writes a prompt based on that picture. So by the end, you usually get something very different from, you know. And in the beginning, we get to write our own prompts, if I remember correctly. And there's a bunch of different other game modes. But can I switch it to just not be German? Yeah. Oh, I can. I can. Montagsmaler, yeah, that's a game. I mean, I guess it's kind of like Stille Post as well. So, do we get, what if everybody uses their own language? Well, I'm gonna say we'll try in English, but it might be even more chaotic if we just use different languages. Should we try that? That might be pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, so should we do 14? I feel like that's going to be very long. Wish me good luck for my B1 proofing next week on January 12th. I'm so nervous. Good luck. I'm sure you can do it. If a bit of nervousness is good, is a positive thing, and if you're prepared, I'm sure you can do it. Let's see what the play with just one sentence, complete the sketch, create a piece of art, write a narrative using only the previous sentence as a reference, missing piece, create together. Anyway, we're gonna start with normal, alrighty? I can describe it in Spanglish. Let's do 14 players. If it takes too long, which it very well might, where's my there? Their link is in chat. Go, go, go! Whoever joins first gets to play. We'll see if we even get 14 players together. We'll see, we'll see. Cool nickname. Okay, I'm gonna give Spotify another try. Is it still not? Aha, it's suddenly working now. I don't understand why, but... Nice, nice, nice. I guess technically we should be playing in German, huh? But you know what? Let's try it. If you can do whatever you want, but write in any language you want to write in, as long as you are confident that it's... I'm going to make the rule. If you use any language you use, you have to be sure that what you're writing is correct enough to be understandable, if that makes sense. So if you're not like, let's say you're A1, don't write in a language that you're A1 in, because then it's even harder for others. But let's open it up to any language you want to use. Fuck it. Like, I imagine it might be funny. It might also be frustrating, but we'll see. We're still missing a few spots. I can also, alternatively, I can just change the number of players. Hey, welcome back, King Beauregard. Want to join us? Bye, Bob. Thanks for checking in, and see you next year. Okay. I guess that's it. I'm gonna give whoever wants to join another 10 seconds, and then we'll start. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't stream snipe. I suck at these games. You know, I mean, it's not like we're playing for a prize. No Google Translate. That takes away the fun. All right, let's see. Oh man, whoever wrote this prompt was way more creative than me. I guess I have a bit more time, so I can do this. Okay. I guess just now it just looks like bread. There we go. Ooh. Huh. That might be it too, Rodrigo. Oh, you know what? I might actually, I might just cover up my prompts, huh? I could do that. Ah! I'll do that at some other point. No writing, by the way, guys. That's cheating. I'm made of bread and yet I have no buns. I think I might know the nationality of the person who had this prompt. I guess they look like this. And some of this. And some of that. And let's put that here. I don't want that in there. There. And then I guess you need some of this as well. And then no, I don't have an undo button. Oh, but I do have an undo button. Whew. Thank Christ. And that has to be good enough now. One time I was watching a Wagner opera on TV and dude was supposed to sing Ich komme Liebchen, except he pronounced it Leibchen. I love passive-aggressive operas. Oh man. But why is that passive-aggressive? Oh, because you're saying that could be like because he's fat or something? I don't know. I don't have any associations about people with like bread loaves. Übrigens sind wir auf Deutsch oder Englisch? Entschuldigung, bin zu spät. I mean, you can use either one, but I'm always going to default to English. Bye, Joyce. Thanks for checking in. Xenophone, exactly. That's the prompt I was given, so... I don't know. Let me fill this first. Hey. Oh, I guess I can't. Okay. That's it? Okay. I'm just gonna go with stick figures. Is that how? Is that how? Nope. I guess this would be fine. Kind of standing like that, and like this, and then huge. And then here's that, and then oh no. Oh. They all have the same colors, don't they? Mine are going to be different colors. That's it. I almost said the word. Gonna add some more, some more details. Man, drawing with a mouse is awkward. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It's a masterpiece. Ein Meisterwerk. I was wondering, Mr. DTVO, but I think I'm too literal. Thanks to King Beauregard. I'll keep that in mind. I'm Marcus and I love grammar. I love that username. I only want... I'm not gonna say it in case somebody who's playing is still listening, at least. Ah, that is so good. Should I upset some people and write this? How many more rounds do we have? 3. Okay. You can hear my music now, can't you? Something unlocked. Oh, boys, I don't know how to draw that. Especially like differentiating it from others. So I guess maybe I give them this color, since, you know, they're different than others. And then my culinary knowledge is not... Oh, I don't know what the flag looks like now. I don't think I do. I would have to look it up. Do I have time to look it up? I have time to look it up. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. There we go. And... oh, right. Now that I see it, I have seen that before, of course. Not a flag in my active knowledge. I guess that's good enough. Problem is they look like onions. Ah, I'm running out of time. I don't remember if you have to click done or if it like just takes the picture you last left off with, or if you don't click done, if it just gives you an empty picture. I don't remember. So better be safe than sorry. Besser als deutsche Gerichte zu bestellen. That's a burn. Okay. That's what I'm seeing. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that people don't realize are German. Like there's some like food that Americans consider to be typically American that aren't. Or that are actually German. And then there's some stuff that's considered Italian even though it's actually American. Like pasta Alfredo. I didn't know, I've never heard of Dutch babies, but yeah, Pfannkuchen. I'm not even sure if Pfannkuchen are, if they are like any specific nationality, because I feel like they exist in so many countries. I'm not sure. But like, pretzels. Typical American carnival food. Especially, oh god. The thing I'll let you have, dear US Americans, is soft pretzels. You can keep that. That's weird. But that might be something that a lot of people, I mean, on this channel especially, of course, are gonna know. Ikim, hi Katja. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've seen you. I enjoyed all your videos. Been subscribed for almost 10 years. Wow. Good spirits, which is wonderful. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I know it's like hard to it always feels like if somebody leaves YouTube, they must be in a bad way in some way. But yeah, no, I'm good. It's definitely different than like when I used to not be in the like headspace to make videos for a few weeks or months at a time because life got too hard. This time around, life just got too busy. All right, so this is, yeah, so we're done now. So what we get to do now is watch the evolution of every picture and prompt. So let's see. I'm excited. This is, by the way, for anybody who wasn't familiar with this game. This was a big pandemic game. Like, was played a lot when Corona first happened. Oh, sorry. I guess still can't really say that on YouTube. Well, I just did. Okay. So auto display, no voiceover. Choose if the albums will be shown from the beginning or from the end. From beginning, of course. Okay. Everybody ready? That was my prompt. Oh, that's so cute! Oh no, Ali, you didn't write anything! Oh, I guess you get the same prompt again. That is so good too. Gotcha. Man, we have some artists in here. But the painter wasn't that oh. I'd say the talent was there. All right. Мне пора идти, был рад тебя видеть, Катя. Надеюсь, что в этом году что-нибудь появится на канале DFE. Ну, we'll see if I put anything else up. We'll see. I can't promise it. I don't want to put that pressure on myself. But, yeah. Emre, hello, I just found your pronunciation of the R word and your channel is a gem for me. Oh, the R, you mean like the letter R? I'm glad it's helpful. Okay, let's continue to cool nickname. Whoever is hiding behind that one. I'm eating an ice cream. Damn, Hassan, with the fine line painting. Oh, I think I know which one this is. Oh, that is terrifying. Yeah, and that's the one I got. Yep, this is the one I saw. And that's it. Oh no. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, I guess you can't see it. Hold on, let me move this. Can I? Yeah, I can. Hold on. It's not ideal, but I guess I can maybe shrink it this way. That's not helpful. Then I guess I have to move it in my stream. There. It's not pretty on stream, but we'll just do it that way so you can see everything. Tagine. That's a fairly simple prompt. Don't write. No writing. Tasty Moroccan dish. Oh, that's fine. Yeah. That's where the Vietnam came from. Ah. Okay. Ali, you gotta write stuff. Yeah, that was mine. And? Yeah, alright. Okay, next one. Bye-bye. Oh, they're bears. I thought they were rats. Oops. Nice. But there's no stick. Zwei Mäuse essen Pizza. Pizza. Ah, nice. Muss weg, schön, dass du noch streamst. Alles Gute im neuen Jahr. Dir auch. Danke fürs Reinschauen. Tschüss. Going to the mall. The mall. Moving this direction. Ah, that's the one I got. But what's with the sun? I guess Ali went AFK. No time. Okay. I mean, that's fair, honestly. That's fair. A son with no time. I guess that's me. First digits of pi. Not bad, not bad. That's more than I know. Pi. Nothing. A pi. Yeah, that one was good. And now I'm curious how this got. 1, 2, 3 pi. Interesting. What? Ah. Okay. Okay. All right. I can respect that evolution. Oh yeah, Ali did go AFK. I have opinions on this. 113 is a fantastic approximation for pi. Also is 113,355 upside down. That's too advanced for me. Santa is not real. With the brutal. Hold on. Alien stolen a cat. Okay. All right. No San. Oh, a traffic sign with no specific purpose. I was wondering where that one came from. Fair, fair. I like that. I like that approach. And then Riffraff took it literally. And then this person wrote something, but not... And I came in with a stick battle. Boxing in the... That's also not bad. Okay. Different fast food racing on a track. Oh, right. The taco. Yeah. So I got the version of taco right, didn't I? Ah, that almost looks like mine. Cool nickname. Hey, high five. These are adorable. Aww. And our last one. Oh yeah, that was the one I got first. Oh, now I'm curious. Yeah, nice! If you didn't stream snipe. Brown minions? You can tell who played Pokemon. Doug Trio. Yeah. Okay, so we have people queued up for another round, but I feel like we should maybe do something else because I'm not going to stay on for much longer. Unless you all really want to play again. I'm thinking what else to do. I should have maybe thought about this a little bit before I started, but yeah, I didn't. I didn't. No, I was wondering. I want to check something. It's legit. It's no longer there. Good thing I downloaded it. One of my favorite videos on YouTube is no longer on YouTube, and it's the strangest stuff. It's really funny though. I don't know if any of you will find it funny. but I do. So let's see. Where is it? Okay. Now all I need to do is somehow get that on stream. Let's see if that will work. Okay, no sound. That's maybe not ideal. Okay, then I'm just gonna do a capture. While I do that, so this is based, the thing that the reason I found this video was because of Potion Seller. Do any of you know Potion Seller? Oh man, I hope somebody does. It's a bit of a meme from a while back, and it's so silly and so dumb. Basically just using a yeah, at least that is still there. You could hear it, really? I couldn't hear it. Okay, okay. You need the context. I'm saying you need the context. Okay. All right, guys, you missing out. This is a Bildungslücke. A Bildungslücke is something you should know, but you don't. Bildungslücke. Education gap. So, let's educate you, because this what this channel is for, right? There we go. This is a video uploaded by an acting student 12 years ago called Potion Seller. And the whole joke is that he uses his distortion filter on his webcam. And the stuff that he says. So, I hope it's loud enough.
Hello, Potion Seller. I am going into battle, and I want your strongest potions. My potions are too strong for you, traveler. Potion Seller, I tell you I'm going into battle, and I want only your strongest potions. You can't handle my potions. They're too strong for you. Potion Seller, listen to me. I want only your strongest potions. My potions would kill you, traveler. You cannot handle my potions. Potion Seller, enough of these games. I'm going into battle, and I need your strongest potions. My strongest potions will kill you, traveler. You can't handle my strongest potions. You better go to a cellar that sells weaker potions. Potion Seller, I'm telling you right now, I'm going into battle, and I need only your strongest potions. You don't know what you ask, traveler. My strongest potions will kill a dragon, let alone a man. You need a cellar that sells weaker potions.
It continues like that for a while. If you want to look this one up, it's literally called Potion Seller. So, the video that I actually wanted to show you, I found on a subreddit that was literally only dedicated to videos that were made like this. So with like that weird filter that makes parts of your face really big and parts of it really tiny. And there was a subreddit called Potion Seller, and somebody posted another video to it. So, kein Ordner. I would like to capture another. Oh, Politikvilla. Let's see if I can maybe. Okay, that's not working. So I guess I'm just doing another screen capture. I would prefer to just do a Farblock auf Bild, Text, Bildschirmaufnahme, Fensteraufnahme. There, that's the one I'm looking for. Haha! There we go. Now, will it actually? No, of course not. Of course not. God damn. I don't know. I don't know why Streamlabs is so difficult sometimes. So I guess we're making it a screen capture then. I guess that's easier. Nope. A different one. No. Stop. Nope. This one. Oh man. Why is it so huge? There we go. We finally did it. So, that is the writer of the new Zendaya film. Really? I wonder if it's because of Potion Seller. And how do you know? So Open 147, you knew about Potion Seller, because I imagine you can't know that deep lore, like see that distorted face and know. Anyway, this is a video called Pupe, spelled P-U-P-E. And it's no longer on YouTube, but I, in my infinite wisdom, downloaded it at some point when it was still online. And it's a comedic masterpiece. Don't tell me otherwise.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Matt. Hey, Tom. You hungry, Matt? Oh, sure, Tom. Here's the sandwich, Matt. Oh, what the hell's in it? Some cheese. Oh, Tom, you know I'm lactose intolerant, you fucking idiot. Are you sure? Oops. How dare he? Tempting me with cheese even though it gives me the toads. My addiction to cheese started when I was just a little boy. You love the cheese.
I know to most people it might just be disturbing, but I just love it. Anyway, that's Pupe. And actually, DigiTom, is the channel even still there? It is. I guess he just didn't like Pupe anymore. He just doesn't realize the genius that he produced all those years ago. Yes, I'm on the internet a lot. Hey, we're on the same team. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! DigiTom unlisted his videos because he doesn't agree with YouTube's business model. Huh. Oh man, this is lore. I have unlisted my videos as I do not agree with YouTube's business model. They demonetized my videos, cutting off my revenue for no reason, then proceeded to enable ads after I was not getting revenue. Apparently, my page was not ad-friendly enough to pay me, but ad-friendly enough to put ads up without paying me. How does that make sense? Thanks, everyone, for sticking around watching our stuff. Huh. Interesting. Today, we learned something. So, my dears, we are coming up on 3 hours of stream time. I feel like that means we have to, like, wrap up, which feels weird because like as much as I got used to not streaming, and honestly I haven't addressed this at all, but like losing that pressure of I need to make a video, I need to come up with an idea, I need to find a sponsor, I need to blah 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 blah, I have to do all of these things. That not having that pressure anymore, while also just being vital in this already high pressure time, has been a blessing. I miss interacting with you guys. I miss having a community, and I do also miss making videos. What I do not miss is all the social media stuff. You might have seen that like I didn't really promote this stream much. I made a community post that luckily was seen by a whole bunch of people, like enough to have a nice little group here today. Yeah. But besides that, you know, what I should have done after being gone for a year, I should have started pushing and promoting this stream about a week ago by making posts about it across different platforms every day, reminding you in like creative ways of like, hey, check it out. So because only a few people would have seen all 7 of those announcements, but it would have been more likely that I catch as many people as possible, with most people just seeing 1 or 2 of those individual promo moments there. But I just do not have the energy. I just cannot be bothered. It's and the more I'm away from it, the more I notice that's still the thing that's haunting me. Like, I enjoyed YouTube the most during the times where all I did was make videos and then react to the reactions that they got, right? And then at some point I fell into that typical thing of like, okay, this is making money, so I need to keep making money from it, because if I don't make money from it, I need to stop doing it because I need to live. And if I want to make money with it, then I need to make sure that the popularity doesn't fall off and all that. That whole Rattenschwanz, as we call it, rat's tail that comes after and with all of that. And I feel like if I want to get back into it, I would want to mainly focus on just making videos and enjoying it. And of course, keeping the Patreon alive, as I have been. And by the way, just to like insert that here, because I haven't done it explicitly on the stream, thank you so much to everybody who is still staying on Patreon. I just appreciate it. Like, I'm right now you're doing it for nothing. I realize that a lot of you see it as like, I'm doing it for the years of work, etc. And I'm not saying that's not like valid. I'm certainly not complaining about it, but still, nobody has to do that. So thank you very much. I'm going to keep saying thank you for however long I keep posting stuff on there. Yeah. So, but if I came back for real in the future, I would hope that with actually having a job that I don't just want to do because I couldn't think of anything else, but that I actually want to do. So not being dependent on making money with YouTube or whatever the content is that I make, and whatever people want to get offer towards that based on what they think it is worth to them. Not trying to monetize it beyond that with like sponsors, etc., etc. I think that would be, at this point, more sustainable, enjoyable for me. I mean, once again, I don't think taking sponsors on is a bad thing. I do think some people just take whatever they are offered. That's never been my way of approaching this. But yeah, for me, it was just an additional workload that I really didn't want to have. Yeah. Problem is, I think for you longtime creators, is that after so long, it's really hard to keep making videos that aren't repeats. That's one thing. Also, the meta, of course, keeps changing. And like right now, for example, there are so many commentary channels and there's so many video essay channels because of the few that they were originally that are really good or were really good, depending on whether they post still or not. Really high quality, academically minded, and therefore research based and sound in their value. Because those were and are so successful, there's now this boom of people who just make 3-hour-long videos that are basically just 2 hours and 30 minutes of slush. Or maybe even 3 hours of slush, and repeating other people's stuff, or not adding much to the conversation. What especially grinds my gears is people who obviously script their videos but by the language that they use, you can tell that they're using big words that they don't really know what they mean. Which, I mean, me at least, that makes me assume that you're not really that interested in making sure that your video is like, has the depth that you're putting forward or like presenting that it has. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. I'm glad the H-bomb video spawned so many discussions about copyright and infringement and stuff now. Anyway, it's it's different. It just, everything keeps changing, and that means what you need to do to achieve different goals keeps changing. Of course, the ideal way to stay independent of any changes on the platform or in what gets popular, etc., is to just consistently make whatever the hell you want to make. But that freedom comes with a living wage from a job outside of content creation, which a lot of content creation doesn't allow for after a certain while, at least not if you want to make videos more often than twice a year, or depending on the video you make, the videos you make every 3 years. So as soon as you get into that paradox of like, I want to make more videos, but I can't make more videos if I can't take most of the time in my day that should be dedicated to work on videos, and I can't do that unless my videos make money. So that means I have to find avenues to make my creation or my creator projects be consistently and reliably lucrative, at least lucrative enough so I can have a roof over my head, electricity, and food, So that is like, those thoughts are the start of this huge expanding balloon of additional considerations and mental load and extremely exhausting stuff. At least to me, I feel like nobody likes this, but it might be easier for some, or I don't know, once you're able to like delegate and actually get and pay a team, it might even change there. But we just had the goodbye video from Tom Scott that kind of goes into something similar, although there was also like the actual consistency of really making one video per week for 10 years. So yeah, it's just a lot. So I see myself, I hope I will be consistently happy enough with whatever I do. Assumably that's going to stay being a school teacher, but even if I end up doing something else, I hope I'm consistently happy enough with that if I get back to creating content for YouTube and new subscription while on stream. So if I get back to content creation on whatever regularity, it's just going to be because I actually enjoy it and because I'm happy with the resonance I get for it. For which, honestly, making German teaching content at this time in history sounds weird, but yeah, might not be the ideal thing to do for that. But I would like it to not be what I used to pay my bills anymore. And partly because of that. Also, Anouk, I'm happy to see you whenever. You're also such a long-time follower, and you're so sweet. So, I once again lost my train of thought. I think you know what I'm getting at, right? I don't know where it'll go. I'll for now, the thing I can promise you is I'll do this again next year. I'm not 100% yet if I'm going to actually do it on the 6th, which will be a Sunday. So that's always kind of tricky. You know how Sunday is. It's the last day before Monday. So I might push it to the Saturday before or something. Yeah, let me look at a few chat messages. I like this session better than last year. This time around, it's more of a celebration. It's a fun place in your good channels. Yeah, I guess it's less sadness, but I guess that's also because we've gone through the grieving process, right? We all know that this is just a pause in the hiatus, let us say, a disruption of the hiatus. And last year it was like the reality setting in of like, this is really it for now. But I'm glad you're enjoying it more. It's great that you don't feel so much pressure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And the past year has really confirmed what I suspected and like why I put the channel on hiatus. If I had left it open for myself and basically put the expectation on myself to still somehow make content, I would have crushed myself. Because as long as if I hadn't made it official of like, okay, I'm not doing this right now, I would have expected myself to do it, even though I wouldn't have had the resources and the capacity to do it. And so I would have constantly mentally exhausted myself beyond what I'm already exhausted with. So, I'm good. It's just this thing that I'm doing right now is very demanding. And so there are days where I'm legit at my limit. Just with how much I have to do and think of and keep in mind. And yeah. So if I come back, or when and in whatever capacity that is, I want to get back to really doing it on my terms. And that might mean a sponsor here or there, but really just if I can, work it in and really like what they're doing, etc. So because like Louise said, by now it's totally normal that you get you start getting promotional deals very early, but it's first of all, you have to do the work to make sure that they're not scams for either you or your audience or both. And then a lot of them are just completely irrelevant to you. Like if you want to take every sponsorship you get, the stuff that you promote is going to get very confused. And I don't think you do yourself any favors if you just promote whatever comes your way. I mean, if that's what you have to do to stay afloat. But ideally you get to pick and choose, right? Oh, but what I was going to say is that as of now, I feel like I do have the luxury of going down that path if I ever come back to this casually, because I have such a loyal core community. Like in internet terms, 50 people-ish that have been in here consistently. I mean, I think there were 70 earlier or whatever. But like 50 to 100 people is nothing in internet terms. But really, that's a whole bunch of people. And I honestly think it's a very comfortable chat size as well. So I actually get to interact with you and build somewhat of a... Again, you have to be careful with the whole like, oh, I know this person, But I recognize a bunch of names here. And I am genuinely happy to see them, even though I don't actually know who you are. But like, it's that weird internet... it's that weird internet phenomenon, right? Parasociality and different variations. I'm also glad that I get to enjoy this channel by doing something like this, and not feeling like I'm constantly giving CPR to something that is not like with how the channel just para acquaintances exactly. I mean, I've talked about this whole algorithm isn't promoting DFE, etc., and whatever that exact reason is for that is complex combinations. It feels bad to like try to make something happen that isn't happening, right? You feel like a fool. And so that's another thing that's nice to be rid of for the time being. And also all the nicer to get some perspective and come on here after a year. And there's still so many people supporting me on Patreon and showing up to this stream. Like you marked your calendars, you actually showed up, you're participating, you're obviously happy to be here, even though I've been rambling for 3 hours, really. Like I don't know if this is any value. But yeah, that's great. That's awesome. Right? I'm blessed with that. So let me look at the last few chat messages and then we're gonna wrap it up. Oh, actually, I wanted to ask a question. I've been thinking for a while to, like, when I get around to it, make like compilation videos, not just for the hell of it, but like if that is something that might be useful. For example, I have a bunch of videos on pronunciation and phonetics and phonology. And I made a supercut, basically, of all the videos I've ever made on any sort of pronunciation help or phonetics or phonology of German. So anything that helps with, for example, the video talking about how to correctly pronounce the R sound in German. So the idea was to put that all together and put it up together. So you don't have to, if you're looking specifically for pronunciation help, you don't have to look up every single video, maybe even miss some, because there's a bunch of DFE videos, and also there's just a lot of German learning content on YouTube. So yeah, so that was a thing that I might do. Once again, this isn't something that like we're talking about it now and I'm going to upload it within the next week. I'm going to do it when I get around to it. But part of what has stopped me from finalizing that is that every time I get back to it, I feel like, but people might not actually even want this and feel like I'm just doing this to like squeeze something out of something old. But I genuinely feel like it might be useful, you know? So if I could get a few opinions on that, I'd be grateful. And I might just, if there's anything, I'll be here to watch. Also, another legit thing is that like a bunch of videos from the last few years were never actually seen by subscribers because of how the promotion stuff worked. So because I kept getting comments like, oh man, I haven't seen you make a video in so long. And I was like, I've been consistently uploading for months again. So that might be another thing, that some of the videos I put into Supercuts might actually be new for some people, even though they're not. Lenny, just Katja, thanks for coming back and doing a stream for us DFE fans. I signed up to Lingoda when they were your sponsor. I'm at B1 with it now. I'm so glad. I know that Lingoda is a bit of a premium segment, right? I mean, you have to be able to afford the classes, but I do think they offer value. Otherwise, I wouldn't have promoted them. And I'm glad it worked for you. Harris is a boss. Oh, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I'm fairly certain he's called Harry Brewis. And he made a joke at some point that he's called Harris Bomber Guy. And so now there's actually articles that say like Harris Brewis, but I'm fairly certain his name is Harry. I think he mentioned that at some point, that he actually finds that funny. Anyway, we know who you meant. Hello, San Diego. Sydney Biscuit, thank you for all your videos. Katja, they helped me out so much along the way. You're a wonderful teacher. Thank you. Also, thank you, Ishad. Anna, thank you for your videos once again. They're the best I found on YouTube since starting to learn German. Oh, thanks from Armenia. Oh, thank you so much. That's a big compliment with how many German lessons there are on YouTube. Thank you so much. That means the effort pays off. Well, I got a lot from this stream, says Leuven. Well, I'm glad. You even got to play some Gardic phone. That was fun. Okay, so Sydney says, oh, I'd love that. Anouk also. Okay, Jonathan also. So yeah, I might actually do that then. Yeah, I mean, that's 3 people, but if 3 say yeah, then there's going to be more who like it. King Borgard, when I was learning German a bazillion years ago, they didn't emphasize pronunciation enough, so I vote yes. Oh, okay, so that's another yes. Great. Mike, Ekim is Mike backwards. I used to watch from Florida. I've moved back home to Canada now and have purposely kept you in my list to watch for. Oh, thank you so much for all you've shared. Guys, you're always so nice. Always when it gets to like, when I'm like, okay, I need to go. Yeah, all the nice stuff comes up in chat. But you're not going to make me cry again. And I'm not also going to make myself cry. Wir machen das kurz und schmerzlos, short and painless. I will definitely be back next year at the start of January, either on the 6th or the day before or the week after. We'll see. Okay, we'll see when it works out the best. I'll definitely let you know in advance. Stay on the lookout. The way I did it this year is I made an announcement to my patrons a while back. I feel like, yeah, that was still in December. So I think like a week or a week and a half ago. And then I announced it in my community tab. I know not everybody gets that message, but I feel like a decent amount of people saw it this time. So keep an eye out. I didn't promote it on Instagram at all. That's definitely frozen, that site. Yeah, I'll definitely be back for that. Anything in between is gonna be pleasant surprise, I hope. And once again, this isn't supposed to like put emotional pressure on anybody. I'm just letting you know Patreon is still active because I figure, you know, if people still want to come in and join, get the extra materials and show some love, show some support financially. Like I said, my pay right now is pretty measly. So if you can and want to, you can go over there. I post there at least a few times a month because I can't use Patreon is not letting me switch to an automatic charge system. That's a whole technical issue on their end. But for the time being, I make posts a few times a month. And sometimes it's more interesting than other times. So that's there. For everybody else, I'll see you when I see you, at the latest in a year. And are you still being sponsored by Lingoda? No. I mean, nothing bad happened there. It's just I'm not actively making videos, so I don't have any running sponsorships either. But if there's still, I'm not in the game as much anymore. I still get invites to like events they do, but I haven't been going because I don't have the time. But if they're still as big on influencer marketing as they used to be, I'm sure you can find codes from other language learning channels. So. Yeah. Also, tip. Last time, I don't know, they change their strategies, but check their website. Sometimes they give out codes regardless of influencers. So influencers might just give out like an additional 5% or 10%, which is relevant, of course, but they often do promotions directly on their website. So check. Unless I see you first. Danke, Katja. This stream has made a snowy Saturday just that much lovelier. Ah, looking forward to either the compilations or next year's stream. Okay, well, see you then. Ow, I just hit my shelf. I have less space than I'm used to. I'll see you next time. I might stream gaming at some point, maybe. We'll see. The most likely time will be sometime in the summer when I'm done with my frickin' referendariat. But no promises. It's just something that, like, if you want to check for it, check for it. Okay.